Requesting permission for transfer.
What?
This boat, it's a rust bucket, it's a shitbox. This crew is the most incompetent bunch of retards and assholes in naval history. I know why you're here.
Why am I here?
You know, your thing.
What thing?
The weenie tattoo.
I just want to hang out. No big deal.
What's up, everybody? And welcome back to another YoJoeJerk toy review. I'm your host, Dan Marino, and today we'll be looking at the Mezco 112 Collective 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea Captain Nemo. All right, and let's take a look at this lunchbox. We got this beautiful artwork of Captain Nemo himself fighting a kraken. On this side of the box, we got the Nautilus. On the bottom of the box, some fish and bubbles. The Nautilus again. Top of the box, we got this nice little lunchbox handle, 2 locks, and some fish and bubbles. On the back of the lunchbox, we get that same beautiful artwork. Mezco, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Legal mush, barcode. All right, friends, we're gonna open this sucker. So we're gonna turn it. We're gonna pop the locks. Ooh, and open the lid. All right, friends, we're gonna open this right here. They give you a little hole to put your finger in. You just grab and pinch that, pull that out, put that off to the side. Underneath, we have one more tray. We'll just pop that out and bring that closer. We got this nice, beautiful stand. We got the armature over here. Looks like we got his cape right here. All right, last up, we got all kinds of fun stuff. Let's see what we got. We got some instructions on how to install stuff. Nothing on the back. Ooh, what's this? We also get this beautiful little book. What do we got in here? We got some fun stuff. Looks like all kinds of stuff about the Nautilus and Captain Nemo himself, but we'll take a look at that later. And our standard little legalese, who gives a shit? Alright, gang, we're gonna open this sucker up. So we're gonna take the lid off, we're gonna take the nice paper off, and I'm gonna bring this sucker in nice and close so you can see all the included shit. And there's a mountain of it. Look at all these beautiful hands, daggers, and scabbards, and trophies, and shit falling out, but we'll get to all of this. I just wanted to give you the quick view. All right, let's take a look at this figure. And let's take a look at this head sculpt. And holy fucking shit, look at the paint in the eyes with the little touch of gloss. Also, just all the detailing and all the paint under the eyes and the paint wash in the face. Good lord! Over here, we got a metal earring put through his ear. Jeez, just look at this. Beautifully sculpted beard. We got all kinds of shit in there, like braids and beads. Up on the forehead, we got this awesome bandana. Beautiful sculpting, painting, the works. And I just gotta say, you know, getting a Mezco is getting like a tiny little Hot Toys. It's just so good. On the back of the bandana, it is a fixed piece of plastic though, so it's always gonna be blowing in the wind one way. Nice sculpting and paint on the top of the head. Down here on the boots, we get this excellent armor plating. Beautiful detail and paint wash. Over here, you can see on the inner buckles, they got gold paint on the straps. Over here, just more beautiful detail and painting. There's a look at the bottom of the boot. Yeah, and just more excellent detail. There is a boot cut for articulation. I'm not going full tilt on that. Same thing down here on the ball peg. It's got decent range. And up here on the pants, you get like this real leather vibe with a lot of texture. Looks really good. There's a lot of room for the figure to bend, but I'm not gonna go full tilt because I go really easy on these things because I want them to last a long time, so I'm really freaking gentle with them. But there is a ton of articulation down there. Just be careful because I've seen the seams can pull, and even here at his
crotch. You can see that it's kind of pulled a little bit, but this is a used copy. I totally missed this figure when he came out, so the only way to get him was used. But yeah, the pants look great. They fit good. He doesn't look bobo in them. Up here on the thigh, he's got this awesome little pouch here, and it has a little gimmick, and I'll show it to you in a minute. But let's just look at everything. The sheer amount of detail and paint is mind-blowing as always. Let's just soak that in. Look back there. Just not a little thing missed. Up here on his double belts, there's a lot going on. We got a lot of textured detail. We got a ton of paint. We got all these cool buckles that are like sea themed. We got like a shell there, a trident there, all kinds of little clips and shit around the back. And both belts are stacked. Like this is free floating, so is this. More awesome texture and paint. Got a peg back here. I'll show you what that's for later. Same thing, we got a loop for something later. Down to the side, we can just see crazy fucking detail in this belt. These things are insane. Up here at the waist, we get this leather again. Has lots of range. He can move really well. Like I said, I'm not going full rip on this because I want to be careful and have Captain Nemo for a long time. So he does move, he gets range. Up here on his chest armor, just holy shit, this thing is fucking dope. All the trim on the armor is just painted so fucking good. You could just see the texture through the armor plating that doesn't even have that much detail. Up around his neck collar, just more of that paint. Down around the back. My God, look at all the texture. Over here on the arms, we get this nice cloth good shirt that's reminiscent of some kind of Victorian thing. Looks great. On the bicep armor, he's got this sculpture of a kraken in there. Holy shit, look at all that. Down at the wrist, we just get more detail in that glove. Over here, just more beautiful sculpting and painting. In his wrist, he's got this little floating bracelet, also highly detailed. He comes equipped with the grab anything hand, which has tons of paint and detail as usual. On the left arm, just more shirt, and then basically we go down to his bionic hand, and this thing has so much detail in it, I don't want to go over everything, but you can see it yourself. This is just fucking insane. The amount of sculpt and painting that's in here is just fantastic. On top of the hand, you could see all the cogs for the fist. On the inside of the fist, just highly detailed with crazy amounts of paint and wash. And yeah, this is solid. I like this. All right, we're gonna take a look at the accessories. First up, he comes with this mounted Shark Ate My Hand trophy. So that's why my boy has a bionic arm, because his real arm got eaten by some kind of monster. All right, let's take a look at this thing, and it is awesome. Look at that little fucking hand. It's like mounted into this metal plate that's painted. All the teeth look like they've been painted and washed. The bone color's on the money as well. Back here we have all that wiring to hold the jaw together. All right, next we're gonna do this little bone knife, and this thing looks like it's made out of pure bone. The detail is just awesome. It has a light wash on it, and it has ports to fit on his belt, and I will show you that later. Let's take a look at the blade. This thing's sculpted awesome, looks great. We can just get in real close and just see all that beautiful detail. All right, we're gonna take a look at the pistol, and he comes with this very fucking highly detailed and highly painted, and that's just the scabbard. Let's get the pistol out. All right, let's take a look at this pistol, and it looks like high-tech Victorian, which would make it steampunk, I guess, but just the thing I love about Mezco, man, is all that fucking detail. Immaculate. Jesus, look at this thing. Here it is from the other side. Here it is back in the scabbard. Fits in there no problem. Boop. Over here on the holster itself, we got two little ports. That also I will show you, but holy cow, look at this thing. Okay, next up we got his telescope and holder, and it's got its own little holster here too that's highly detailed. Down at the bottom, the same pins for storage. You'll see how that works in a bit. Up here, you can just see all the gold and brass paint, and just, yeah, it's amazing. Here we go. We take that out. Here's the telescope itself. We can see a little lens in there. Just the finest little details. Just look at all the little symbols carved into this thing. This is just unbelievable detail. Up here, all the inlays are painted. And what would it be without telescoping action? So, holy shit, this thing works. It just goes in as one piece, cast in a gold plastic, but they don't miss a place on the detail. And it fits right back into its holster, no problem. Just go real light on this stuff. Just don't ram it home. All right, over here, he's got this thing called the sextant, and back in the day when you used to travel by boat only, this would tell you where you were in the world. And this thing's crazy. I could see little lenses there, nice gold paint, insane detailing and texture. Here it is on the back. All right, next up we have his big old blade, and it looks like it's supposed to be like a kraken eye there, and it's nice burgundy paint. The scabbard's just got awesome sculpt and paint all over it. Same thing on the other side. We get that kraken eye. Let's get this thing out. Has a nice silver blade with that like crustacean shit going up the side. And once again, just all the detail and paint just brings this thing to life. Fits into the scabbard, no problem. Boop. And last up, we have his harpoon arm attachment, and just another awesome accessory. The harpoon actually comes out, and this actually unwinds, but I'm not doing any of that shit because I like the way it looks, the way it is. So we'll just take a look at this real quick. We see that we got a little kraken up there, and everything just is inscribed and scratched in detail and paint and wash. And just look at all that shit. This thing's fucking awesome. Next, we're gonna take a look at the alternative head sculpt. Paint looks great, just like the original sculpt. Basically, everything I said about the original head sculpt goes double for this. My only problem is I did buy this used, so his earring is gone, unfortunately, on this head sculpt. So I'm gonna have to make another little ring for it. But it's not a big deal. I'm just happy to have the figure. All right, this is a better look at all the hands that are included, and we'll go over them quick when we put them on the figure. Here are all your opened hands, and back here we have basically your utility hands with a fist. Over here we have open positions for the robot fist and a pointer finger. All right, so we're gonna go over some accessories on this figure and see what they look like on there. First up, we're gonna take the fist off and go through all the robot hands. So here he is with the open pimp slap hand, and the sculpt looks great and fit on there really good. Here it is from the back, and just the detail is crazy. High five! Here he is with the Thanos posed hand, and I suppose you could put bigger objects in there. Looks good up close. Same thing on the other side. Here he is with the pointer finger, and that looks great too. Not a detail miss paint-wise. Fantastic sculpting. And for the right hand, like I said, he comes equipped with just a grabber. Here he is with the fist. Here he is with the little gadget grabbing hand. Trigger finger hand. Open saluting hand maybe. Here's the Bela Lugosi hand, and that looks awesome as well. And that kinda just opened utility hand, which is actually really cool. I love that hand. And here he is with his sword, fits in his hands perfectly. Now, the sword sheath is supposed to port on here, so we'll give that a go. Okay, with a little working, I got it to pop on, so it's on there. Looks fantastic on the figure. Blade ports in no problem. Boop. Now, we talked about this thing over here, and basically, if you just pop it off, it has two pegs in there, which you can port in multiple things, such as the bone knife porting in there, no problem. So you could put the bone knife there, but there is a port back here for the bone knife. So we're gonna put that basically right into that little peg back there, and that fits in there without a problem at all. So he is all knifed up. Now over here, you got the those two holes, you can peg the pistol right in there without a problem. And here he is with the pistol attachment. I didn't notice that N for Nautilus before. That is fucking awesome. And yeah, this paint scheme and everything. Holy cow, does this gun make it come together. Here he is with the pistol in hand. Fits in there perfectly, looks cool. You could always do that. Motherfucker, I just shot everybody in the room. And next up, we got the telescope clipped in there. That looks awesome. Here he is with the telescope in his hands. Fits in there no problem whatsoever. I think I'm gonna keep the telescope here. I'm gonna ditch the bone knife and put the pistol on the back. So now he's fully loaded. He looks fucking awesome. I'm very happy about all this. And here he is with the super spear gun, and it is fucking awesome. It's just humongous. This thing is unbelievably cool. And here he is with the Saxton in his hand. I don't think there's a place for storage, but I'm sure there is. I always miss that shit. And finally, let's swap out that head. And here's our new head. That just pops on there perfectly, and he just looks angry as shit. Here's just a quick comparison. Somber, pissed off. And yeah, this is a fighting face. And I forgot to do the bone dagger, but here it is in his hands, and it picks his teeth perfectly. All right, we're gonna do the cape next. I really don't like undoing the clasp, cause I got sausage fingers. So I'm gonna pop the head. I'm gonna just drape the cloak over him, but they do have straps for his arms to go in, but I'm not gonna use those. I'm gonna disregard them. So we'll pop that down over him. We'll pull that straight. Pull that one down, grab that head and throw that on there. And yeah, that's fucking badass. That's a hell of a fucking cloak. So we can pull this back and maybe get his arm up, maybe put a pistol in there later, bend that down and over, and maybe we'll pull this back and put his hand out like this, tilt his head. And yeah, this cloak is fucking awesome. Alright, he comes with this little cap too. We're gonna put that on his head. You're supposed to put it on there a little sideways. So let's get that on there. And there we go, that looks awesome. And last up, you just get your stand, which looks great. There's nothing really going on. You're just getting your 20,000 leagues under the sea. And you get your awesome Mezco stand arm. And for size comparison, we have him with Marvel Legends Daredevil and the Mezco Destro. And here he is with the Jada Dark Ryu and the Mezco Judge Dredd. Here we have the Mattel Ultimate Ric Flair and the Mezco Nosferatu. And last up we have Mattel's Masters of the Universe movie figure. That's a ramen head, by the way. And Dr. Meatball Vendor. So at the end of the day, and my final thoughts on this figure are, he's a fucking home run. Whoever thought you could make Captain Nemo so fucking cool? The soft goods, the plastic parts, everything is just phenomenal. Nuh fucking said. And that's all I got this time, people. I'd like to thank you for stopping by, and I'll catch you on the next review.
Holy shit, you made it through the video? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.